Hi, my name's Luke. I'm going to introduce you to Zipwire Approve as a freelancer. So, Zipwire has 3 different products. I'll quickly dispatch with the other 2. Has Zipwire Collect. That's for collecting documents from people. If you want to, if you're a staffing agency and onboarding people, or an employer and you're onboarding people, you need to do ID checks, collect evidence that someone might have certain insurances or whatever. You can do that through that. And then we have Zipwire Attest, which is a place where you come in, log in, connect your wallet, and you run an ID check on yourself. You run an AML check on yourself. And then we issue a sort of stamp in your wallet to say that you are a human being. And that stamp's very clever because it connects with a proof technology we've developed to allow you to prove certain pieces of information from your identity documents. Anyway, as a freelancer, you want this page. Let me scroll down and talk about some of the things it does. So automatic invoicing, it will either create a PDF for you and attach that to your timesheet, or you can connect to a free agent. I'm going to add other ones such as Xero, QuickBooks, perhaps Zoho Books. You can attach a file along with it. They go into team inboxes, so if your boss is out, it's not a nightmare and you can't get paid. It goes into a team box, so your boss should have a kind of understudy ready to step in, and they can access that team inbox and approve your timesheets. Same with the processing. The staffing agency, it drops into a team box for the processors. Yep, so built-in invoicing. This here is how it's called a billing plan, and it's the configuration for how you're allowed to be paid. So this would be part of your kind of assigned workflow. The state staffing agency will set this up when they assign you to a piece of work. This one is set up hourly, and the different colours denote different pay rates for those different units of time throughout the day, including the weekend, as you can see there. Now, if you weren't allowed to bill for the weekend, for example, those would be greyed out, and you would be unable to put that on a timesheet. This is hourly. It also supports half daily, so that's for people on day rate. Typically, most people can bill for half a day, like the morning or the afternoon. So we do half day. There is a very, very basic WhatsApp bot, so you can track time through WhatsApp. And this search, and this needs updating because we now have a command line tool for technical freelancers. This is really, really cool when it's paired up, or when you teach your Claude Code to use it. It's a like Git. When you Git and you track your work using the command line Git, this is the same thing, but it's tracking your work into Zipwire, and your coding tool will use this for you to track your time on what you've been doing. It's very, very cool. One journal, many assignments, and that's another key concept, is that your journal is yours, it's private, and it lasts your entire lifetime. Once you're no longer in an engagement with a particular company, you are not locked out of your data, and you're not locked out of your journal, it's yours. So if you start another engagement, they would connect into Zipwire and you would carry on, as it were. Your journal is in one place to store your time. You can store personal information in there as well. It could be your personal diary. So let's continue to sign up. I do want to create a workplace as a freelancer. Hit get started for free. It's going to ask you who who you sort of represent, the role you play. So the processor is the staffing agency, so we're not that person. The approver, this is your boss, so if they were setting up Zipwire, they would choose that one. The freebird, that's for you, the freelancer. So you choose, I am a sender, a timesheet sender. And then the bottom two are for those other products that I showed you earlier. So we're going to go for sender. It's going to recap you on what a workflow is. Okay, so that is a configuration about who you send your timesheets to and who processes them after that. If you can create your own workflows, as I said, it will send invites out for those people to come into Zipwire and approve your timesheets. Often a staffing agency will be using Zipwire, and they will create the workflow, they will create the assignment, and they assign that to you and invite you. Journaling, as I said, you have this one journal where you put all your stuff in privately, and then when you come to create a timesheet at the end of the week, Zipwire will look at the rules around your timesheeting and your engagement, and it will use your journal to then fill out the timesheet. Okay, and it does that by linking activities. You create an activity that you might have been working on, and it will link those activities to the particular workflow. Okay, so if you're working for two companies at the same time, then you would map different activities for the different workflows for the different companies you're working for. So click continue. So you have two options for signing in. You can't use a username password, which rules out an entire category of password resetting problems for the staffing agency and your boss. And you can't do social logins either. You can sign in with your Ethereum wallet. If you do this, it can be a bit fiddly. You have to choose which wallet provider. Make sure your wallet is unlocked before you do this, and you'll have to sign. It's a sort of piece of text to prove that you have control over your wallet, that you have the keys, as it were. If you use blockchain a lot, you'll recognize it. Signing in with the passkey, so it's a very strong type of credential. It sort of uses a secure chip on your machine, and it's backed up in your ecosystem of Android or Google or Apple. If you're at work and you are not able to create passkeys on your work computer, your browser might have that disabled. If we sign up, put information in, let's get rid of my middle name, put your email address in, and you can put your WhatsApp address in there. I recommend you do, because we can send you notifications and stuff over WhatsApp about how, whether your timesheet has been approved and whether you've been paid. You select a country for where you want to store any information that is particularly sensitive, like ID checks, your wallet, your passport, and so on. And then create your passkey. And at this point here, if you're at work and you're not allowed to create passkeys, get your phone out, use a phone or tablet, and it'll give you a QR code. You scan the QR code, and it'll be done all via your phone. It will automatically detect that you've scanned it, and it'll come off. So I'm going to use Google, hit create, passkey saved. It's sent out those two verification codes. I can feel that vibrating on my phone. So I would punch those in and go through to the home page, which I'll show you in a minute.